All right. Fuckhole.
Ghostbusters.
You get this fixed or start recording, or I start chugging this shit.
Give me a moment.
I pass out and we don't get a record.
Do you love the movies? Do you miss going to the video store, acid wash jeans, and MTV with music? I know we do. Welcome to Mike and Anthony Soda Pop Culture Club. Me, Mike, along with my co-host, Antoine.
We got one!
Oh, we
got one! What do you want?
You said to use the inflection on that.
I did.
So fucking wrong. We got one!
That's one!
Oh, man. Okay, so we bring our take on a classic movie every Monday.
We got one.
Well, we got more than one of these because we do it every Monday from the 80s, 90s, and beyond.
We got more than one.
During which we will play the game. We'll open up a six-pack of our favorite scenes. We also put out a couple of generic scenes as well. And at the end of the show, we'll rate the movie 1 to 24 cans. 1 can is your girlfriend becoming a literal dog. At 24 cans is, I don't know, whatever she was doing above the bed. Maybe that could get weird. I don't know.
Crossing the streams.
Crossing the streams is 24 cans. But before we get to all that, we just want to let you know the best way, the most optimum way to request movies for us to do. And Anthony's going to tell you about it.
I'm going to tell you right now. Quick and easy. Go to Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. Good or bad. I don't really give a fuck. Just in that review, let us know what you want us to do, and we'll take a look-see. How about that? We're getting requests, and we do appreciate it, and people are going through different avenues to do that, which we will consider those, especially if it's something that my dingleberry co-host is like, oh, I want to do that movie. I'm going to do that movie. That's fine, too. But I'm just saying, if you do it through Apple Podcasts, that's the way we would prefer you to do it. So please do so, and thank you.
And we do have a website where you can go. We do have Venmo, like we've always said, Venmo, PayPal, all those things. And you can always buy merch and then say, hey, I bought a shirt. Can you do a movie for me?
I bought a shirt from two dickheads that don't know what the hell they're talking about.
We should change the name of our podcast to Two Dickheads Who Don't Know What They're Talking About.
Yeah, that's a little too long for a domain name. I don't want to fuck with that.
I don't think anything with you and Dick in it is too long.
You'd be surprised.
Oh, you fucking a flea? I don't know. Anyways.
Having a threesome with two of them.
A thruple.
2 fleas, 1 Anthony.
Anyways, normally we would go into the trailer, but for some reason the trailers on this just aren't working for us. So you're just going to have to imagine it happen. Well, actually, it's going to happen. So.
Short story, Mike sucks and doesn't know what he's doing.
Actually, the trailer's going to be there. I'm a dumbass. Just listen to it.
Ghosts.
Hello, Ghostbusters.
They're real.
You do? You have?
They're here. Ghostbusters.
Hey, anybody see a ghost?
They catch the ghost that won't stay dead. Ghostbusters! They're armed. They're dangerous.
Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
All right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon.
They're professionals.
Oh, I'm the chairman of the largest paranormal removal company in America. You see it?
They're all that stands between you and the end of the world.
The city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportion.
Real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the sky.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Your girlfriend lives in the corner penthouse of Spook Central.
You want this body?
Is this a trick question? Got your stick? Hold! Beat him up! Smoke it! Make him hard! Ready!
Ghostbusters, starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis. Coming to save the world. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
All right, there it is. Here is our breakdown by the numbers, directed by Ivan Reitman and starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson, Sigourney Weaver, and Rick Moranis. Ghostbusters was released on June 8th, 1984, taking in $295.2 million at the box office against a $25 to $30 million budget. They just give us a range there. Some of that might have gone towards ecto coolers. I don't know. It scores 7.8 out of 10 on IMDb and 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You know, you say ecto cooler, but I feel that's a phenomenon that happened more after
It did.
2.
I know.
2. I was going to say, yeah, the ecto cooler and the whole explosion of anime and all that.
Yeah, so the extra $5 million just went towards regular Heisey.
The extra $5 million went towards probably the cocaine budget. That's
that too.
the
Yeah,
80s, you know.
It was.
They don't know how much they snorted, so it's like it's a range.
You got Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray. I don't know if they were heavy hitters or what. I'm just, we'll see.
I'm sure that they weren't as heavy as others, because when you look at some of the people who ruined their careers with cocaine, you could tell those people are the ones who fizzled out or even passed away a little early. So yeah.
I don't know. I think some of them actually got more successful afterwards.
Like Howie Mandel had to be on cocaine in the 80s.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
But then you have your Edward Furlongs of the world. I mean, stuff happens to different people for
Richard
different reasons.
Dreyfuss, legendarily.
Don't even know.
He's one of the greatest actors that we never got to see become the best version of himself because of cocaine. So there we go.
There's something I think that just came out that he's in.
Oh.
What is it? I
don't know. Now you're making why Richard Dreyfuss?
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? When I saw it.
Well, now you're going to make me look it up. You know, this is not what I would call excellent podcast material.
Hey,
me looking up Richard Dreyfuss.
I just waited over 20 minutes for you to not be able to play a fucking trailer.
You know, he was in Jaws, right?
Oh, yes, I'm aware of that.
You are? Okay. So what was he in? Well, he's not, no movies recently.
I swear there's something that's
unless I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
We know this.
Well, you know, Bubble Guppies, he was a voice.
No.
The Great British Bake Off, he appeared as himself. Or is that television?
There's something else, I swear to God.
Oh, that's television, pardon me. He was Murder at Yellowstone City, every last one of them, Crime Story, Astronaut, Daughter of the Wolf, Polar, The Last Laugh. This is going back to 2019.
No,
Sweetwater.
Nothing like that.
Killing Winston Jones. Okay.
Never mind. We'll figure it out later.
He doesn't fucking know, because you want to know why, people? He's full of shit. He doesn't know what he's looking at. He doesn't know what he's looking for.
You're full of dick.
Well, sometimes. You know, maybe I'm into that. Don't be such a prude.
I get it. You don't have one of your own, so you want somebody else's.
Right. Okay, so now's the time when we play the game. Anthony, are you ready for the game?
I got one.
You did not get one last week. You got it wrong.
I did.
But you might get it right this week. Are you ready for it, man?
Fuck yes.
All right, the game, I'm just going to let y'all know one more time how it's played. I'm going to read Anthony 3 movie reviews. 2 of them are real. 1 of them is fake. And all he has to do is guess the right one. And he will be a winner. Once a week, he can be a winner. And it just makes me so happy sometimes when he is.
I don't think anybody getting this right makes them a winner.
Well, makes them not a loser.
Winning at your game makes you nothing more or less than you were before you played.
All right. Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
For your reviews. Okay. Make sure I got the right one, because now that we have another movie, spoiler alert, that we're going to do, The Ghost in the Darkness, has Ghost in it. So I had to make sure I hit the right ones that I wrote. Could you imagine doing that? You went, Mike, there's no fucking lions in this movie. All right. There we go. Ghostbusters. Douglas Todd, Detroit News. Ghostbusters was a good movie, although it could have been better. Fred Topple, About.com. A classic, funny, great special effects, and a cultural phenomenon. Marjorie Baumgarten, Austin Chronicle. The comedy here is solid gold. Bill Murray is in peak form, and the effects are a lot of fun.
Read the second one again.
Fred Topple, About.com. A classic, funny, great special effects, and a cultural phenomenon.
Okay, read the third one.
Marjorie Baumgarten, Austin Chronicle. The comedy here is solid gold. Bill Murray is in peak form, and the effects are a lot of fun.
Fuck. Read the first one again.
Douglas Todd, Detroit News. Ghostbusters was a good movie, although it could have been better. I think the smoke is coming out of his ears.
It's coming out my butt.
Whoa,
Let's
hey.
see. Yeah.
That's not the way to take the first hit of your cigarette, people.
It really isn't, probably.
Wow, he really doesn't know. This is so good. He doesn't know. I like this.
Read the second one again.
Oh my gosh, this is it, man, because you
Okay.
can't keep having me read them. Fred Topple, About.com. A classic, funny, great special effects, and a cultural phenomenon.
The third one.
No.
Read it one more time, bitch.
Marjorie Baumgarten, Austin Chronicle. The comedy here is solid gold. Bill Murray is in peak form, and the effects are a lot of fun.
Torn between those two.
Wow.
I know. I'm going to say the second one.
And if I told you you were wrong,
Then
would
I'd
be your
say, yeah, it's
second
par for the
choice.
fucking course.
Okay, you're not a loser yet. You have a chance to be a secondary winner.
Fuck you, the third one.
What if I told you you're wrong the second
See,
time?
that's how I do it. I get them both wrong. That's actually, you gotta appreciate that, the consistency in that.
Yeah, he is so fucking wrong. Douglas Todd, Inspector Todd from Beverly Hills Cop, if you remember.
But it's Inspector Todd. You did.
Yeah, but his name, if you look at the cast on
fucking
IMDb,
idiot,
his
though.
name is
You keep
Douglas Todd.
You fucking Victoria'd me again, you dipshit.
But I
You
made him from Detroit News.
fucking
I made him from the
fuck
Detroit
you,
News
fuck
even.
You, fuck you. Okay.
But I made him from the Detroit News, though. You understand?
I hate this game. I hate you. Let's
I
fucking go.
made him from the Detroit News. I gave you 2 hints there. Todd and Detroit News.
But you didn't do it. You didn't refer to the person the way they are in the fucking movie. You idiot.
Well, based on the script and the cast list on IMDb
Stupid
and everywhere
fuckhole.
else, Douglas Todd is his name.
God damn it. Shut up. Let's talk about the movie.
I bet they say Inspector Douglas Todd.
Just fucking go.
Mr. I Remember Everything.
All right, I'm going to talk about the movie now because Dickhead is just...
Okay, Ghostbusters 84,
There
not
we
recent,
go.
not
Yeah.
Afterlife, not whatever that we tried to do like in
This
what
is
year
the
it
OG
was.
shit.
This is like the original, I would say the best possibly of all of them. So yeah, but I'm going to say this about this movie right up front. And it's more about Bill Murray.
Yes.
And I have it on here. Love it or hate it. A lot of movies with Bill Murray were just him being
him.
himself.
Yep.
And this is definitely one of those movies.
Yeah,
He
it is.
plays everything he did back then as a sarcastic smartass. That's just...
He did it well, though. I mean, can't knock him for that.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of grew out of that when he started doing the Anderson movies, whatever the ones, and he started changing a little bit more recently, back into the late '90s through the 2000s. He's changed to where he's gotten into more drama, and it's less this. He's kind of like the sad sack though in some of those. One of my favorites he did though is The Man Who Knew Too Little. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that, no.
Oh, wow. It's where he goes to England and he's like, his brother lives there and he's like an idiot.
But I got a question.
It was
Don't
really
you
good.
think he's actually kind of a sad sack in this movie, too?
No, because I think to exterior eyes, we would say that, but to him, he's the most confident person in the world. So he's not a sad sacks usually know they're a sad sack.
I don't know about that.
You know?
I
And
don't think...
self-awareness that says he's the greatest thing ever.
I don't fucking think that. I think, well, he's not confident in anybody he works with. I think that's kind of a given. I don't think he's confident. I think he's delusional.
Yeah.
I think it's more delusional than confident.
Okay, maybe he's a little overconfident, you're saying, maybe?
Delusional. Let's just leave it at that.
Although, let's transition right into it. I'm going to go to a six-pack here because I think really, and he's kind of a predator because one of my first six-packs is the psychic electroshock therapy. What do you see here? Wavy lines? You're wrong. And he was right, fucker. That was awesome. I love that.
It was.
I love that.
For this one, I'm just going to tell you, just because of this movie, obviously, nobody listening to this shit has not seen this movie. I would hope not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just hit you all with all my shit right now real quick.
What, six packs?
I'm going to hit everything right now.
Okay, well,
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Nope, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because a lot of it's not like within the movie necessarily. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, if you're saying that it's not.
I'm going to say, here's for Ghostbusters, because it's all about, what you saw as a kid, what you remember and everything. I'm going to tell you, number one for me, the Ecto one.
Okay.
Because anytime you give me a distinctive, epic, you got the DeLorean, you've got the fucking mystery machine. Anytime you give me a distinctive vehicle, I'm all in on that. I'm good.
Okay, you've touched on something right there. I was actually going to bring up this thing, and I was thinking, maybe six pack can be a little stale. And I was thinking, when we do movies like this, there are things that are epic. And maybe we should have an epic award for movies, like something that was so epic that it transcended the movie type of epic.
Well, we're not going to do that right now because as it is, you give 13 six-packs and it's only supposed to be 6, which is actually supposed to be 3.
I think the Ecto one obviously would be your epic award.
Well, we haven't made that change, so it's my fucking 6-pack, so you deal with it.
I'm calling it an epic. Go ahead.
Also, shut up. You can't just fucking change things.
I can do what I want, remember?
Fucking monkey sack.
People think you're a little mean to me, and I can see why.
You know what? Most people that know me and know you understand why. So
I disagree.
You disagree. You're the only one. Everybody else gets it. Find me one person that doesn't.
Okay.
I'll buy you a Twinkie. Okay. Also, bitch, the gear, everything about it, the proton pack, the whole outfit, the ghost traps and all that. Because that made you want to be a fucking Ghostbuster, which is brilliant because I got to say, when you really think about this as a kid,
yeah,
you can't fucking identify with any of these fuckers.
Not at all.
They're all old as shit to you.
I don't know. Venkman,
you want to be these people? You're like, I do because he's a Ghostbuster, but that's the brilliance of it is
Bill Murray because he's kind of cool and a smart
all these kids want to be like these guys, but only because they're fucking Ghostbusters. It's not because I want to actually be like Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I mean?
Ray and Egon are dorks, and there's no way you would want to be them.
That's what I'm saying. The gear does it. My other 6-pack, for me personally, it's just because it's a memorable scene to me always, is Rick Moranis with the generic aspirin diatribe.
Oh, yeah. Acetylacetylene or whatever it was.
Yes. I fucking love that. Now, I'm going to throw it. I said I'm going to give it to you all at once, okay?
That's good advice.
I'm going to give my generic here, too. Now, the generic is more from a practical standpoint. Because when you look at this, which again, the gear is awesome and shit. But then when you look at the fact that these guys are Ghostbusters, they're shooting proton packs that if you cross the streams could fucking kill everybody and fucking Mordor.
Yeah.
And yet their uniforms are basically janitor overalls with no headgear. You're fighting ghosts that all this shit's going on. You're shooting all this stuff. You have no protection on you whatsoever.
They could now. I'm gonna defend this and say they could be wearing a lead cup, like a lead dick protector.
Right, but even a fucking hazmat suit from Lowe's with the Ghostbuster patch on it. You couldn't do that?
Well, they had a budget and it wasn't big. They got
Apparently
whatever
not.
they got from that bank loan.
Well, yeah, they spent the last of it on Chinese food, so
Yeah, the last of the petty cash, anyways, was on some Chinese food. But however, I want to go. The one of the things we didn't talk about yet was the first scene, which I think is pretty good. I think an opening for a movie like this to get us in the ghost mood, it was excellent. But what was really horrifying about that, and I don't think anybody born after 2000 feels the horror of this, is the card catalog getting
oh my god, that's worse than crossing the streams right there.
Yes, you just fucked that whole library up.
You just ruined the whole library. I cannot go on my voyage of knowledge now.
Yeah,
I don't know where anything is.
That is, and I don't think anybody born before the year 2000 knows, or after the year 2000 knows the horror of what they saw there. Like if they watch this movie, like what? Why is it a big deal? What are all these cards? It's probably what they're wondering. They may know what the Dewey Decimal System is, right? It may be taught still.
I mean, it's like, with no Dewey Decimal System, you've got all these books. A lot of them don't even have fucking cover art. It's like, I don't even know. I just go by the title.
Yeah. Do they still have card catalogs? I don't think they do. I think it's all computerized now.
I mean,
I'm sure there is an old school library.
They might. Yeah, I was going to say there might be some that do, or it's more for
I bet they're in the vault. Like you go to the New York Library, Public Library, and in the vault there is a dusty card catalog just in case shit went wrong.
Now, when you were a kid, did you ever put cards back in the wrong spot? Or
not on purpose, I would say.
Were you okay?
I would know because
and I'm
that's the horror of it because you knew that if you did that, someone else would do that, and I'd fuck the whole system up.
And that's the thing. That's how you decide. That's how you know somebody that understands crossing the streams and somebody that doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. It's like nuclear war, right? Mutually assured destruction. So you don't do it.
It's like when the whole saying, character is what you do when people aren't looking.
Yes.
That's the fucking Dewey Decimal System.
So because I masturbate when people aren't looking, I have lots of character.
You have character on your couch, yes. I'm going to tell you right now, that's what they should, I'll tell you, back in the day, they should have put hidden cameras in the library on the Dewey Decimal System, on the cards.
Oh.
There you're fucking criminals.
You're real
know
criminal.
How people are going to fucking turn out just from that fucking moment right there. What you do with that fucking card is going to tell you everything you need to know about the rest of your life.
Yes. Now I want to go on. I have a couple 6-packs. I'll just go into since that's what you decided you wanted to do.
I did. Oh, fuck you. You decided I don't have a monumental fucking thing from the movie that I'm just going to implement now.
No, I'm going to say the 6-pack that I have here is the Firehouse. I actually love it. And when you look at the outside of it, it was a nice building. And now they would try and preserve that history. But in there, it seemed like it was going to be condemned. What a difference like some decades make on our attitudes towards things that are older, because the older, it was in the sweet zone of where they might have gotten rid of it. Now if you see it, it's like, oh, that's nice. I want to fix that up.
Yeah, preserve it. Anything with a pole to slide down.
Strip
You're an
club,
action hero.
Firehouse, fucking A. we'll make it work. I have another, and it you said the pill scene. But I'm just going to say Rick Moranis in general. I think Lewis was a great neighbor and an obvious joiner type of guy. Like, oh, let's do that. Like, he'll do everything. Like, he's that fucker who will do everything. He'll be on the board of the condo board. He'll do it all. He'll go to every party. He'll be and he'll be there too much. That's why he will be there.
Well, and that's why he's going to, that's why he gets into the shit he gets into in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always, and I love Rick Moranis. I think he's hilarious. He's had some amazing roles. To this day, this role, he's still annoying as fuck.
No, that's the point though. I think that's what makes him great is that he plays that guy.
It's one that you can't stand it.
Yeah. I mean, there are some people who are meant to play that role and they do it and it's so good that you really do hate them. But that means you liked what they did because that was what they were doing. Like, to me, that's the kind of role that, like, you gotta respect it, but at the same time, you're like, fuck that guy. And that's why I think it's a 6-pack.
I think you just nailed what I want to put on your tombstone. Everything you just said.
He's all right, but fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. But I appreciate the way you did it. Now I respect it.
Now, on Dana's apartment, I want to get into this. When she had her thing happen where the eggs popped and stuff, in real life, if you saw that happening, what would you do? What would you...
I mean, I'm a practical person. I would check the box, read the label again, make sure, are these exploding eggs? What did I get from the store? I don't know.
You'd check to see how hot your counter was,
What's the fucking born on date on these again?
Now, but next to those eggs, did you notice the Stay Puft marshmallow bag? Okay.
Yes.
See, when I was a kid, I never noticed that. I didn't notice.
I did when I was a kid. No, I didn't notice that.
No, like fuck. If you get me to pay attention like that,
I can tell you, as a kid, I can promise you, as a kid, I knew about Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I still never knew there was actual Stay Puft marshmallows.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but I didn't notice that they were like, they give you the Easter egg early in the movie, and if you didn't notice, that's too bad on you.
And the exploding eggs. They give you all the eggs.
And I want to say in my notes here, I said the Ecto 1, when you see it for the first time, is epic. That's why I said it's an epic thing, man. Epic moments in movies. It's one of my
6-packs.
I think, well, actually, to me, we'll look at it this way. So the Ecto 1 is up for an epic thing, is what I'd call it. The other thing that I think is epic about this movie is obviously the soundtrack, the song.
Well, and I think that's something like, to me, I think that was a huge get for them, because this was the heyday of MTV.
Oh, it's perfect.
That's the thing. And back then, there's so many movies that I think made so much more money because of a related music video.
Oh, yeah.
And this is like one of the textbook examples of that.
When you think about it, this came out in 84?
Yeah.
And I was gonna say I'd say the Ecto and that are both pretty epic. But what came after this was Back to the Future, and think of how the Huey Lewis music was so...
No. Yeah.
Yeah, so that type of thing, it was crazy. But this one kind of gave the mold. I think it was the best at it.
It's when you've got that music video that goes perfectly. First, the song works perfectly, obviously, because it's fucking Ghostbusters. But you've got that song, you've got the video, and then you've got the movie, and it's hand in hand. You're seeing the video on MTV. You're seeing the previews for the fucking movie.
They really layered the marketing well. Yeah. But everywhere you went, you got hit in the face with it. And we didn't even have social media.
Like a big white dick right in the face.
Like a big white dick.
Can I get a prophylactic? A prophylactic.
Now, was Slimer a brilliant creation? So we see Slimer for the first time, and that when they first catch him, but was he a brilliant creation? Because he ends up being, like, after this movie, like a fixture.
Oh God, yeah. And
I'm not a big fan of Slimer, so...
Well, the funny thing is, like, when you watch the movie as a kid, I mean, which one do you think was the better ghost, him or Stay Puft?
I liked Stay Puft better.
Right. Which I think,
wasn't a ghost, though. He was more of a...
Well...
If you thought about it, it was created.
It was created, but you still, like... He's kind of a ghost.
Made by somebody.
Yeah. I mean...
The better ghost was some of the ones that came out after the grid down, so...
He's a giant marshmallow that looks like the Michelin Man and appeared out of nowhere. He's a ghost.
That was the confusing thing as a kid. I'm going to say that right there, is that I understood it was marshmallows, but then it's like, but why did it look like the Michelin Man?
Well, no, the confusing shit with that is you have to ride with your mom and dad to the fucking car shop, and you see that, and you get freaked out, like, ooh, Ghostbusters! Aw. You get let down.
It's a fucking tire.
It's Ghostbusters.
It's a rubber tire, man.
Fuck, man, they're getting tires. Sons of bitches.
Oh, yeah. I just think Slimer was pretty brilliant. I think he's brilliant for, like, I wasn't a fan of Slimers, but I think he's brilliant for people who did latch onto him. It was brilliant for marketing because they needed something to appeal to kids, and I bet it was added because of that.
Well, you got to figure, too, this is one of those movies, anytime you've got this type of movie that's going to have fictional characters in it, you've always got to think about marketing and toys.
In the 80s, you did specifically.
You know, like that's huge. But at the
Now
same
it's
time,
kind of hard, isn't it?
so what's funny about this is like I don't remember Slimer toys per se. Because even like when you had the Ghostbusters, like action figures, Slimer would have been like a little add-on mini fucking figure that didn't do anything. So it wasn't really like a,
Yeah. But
but
they did have slime.
it became more of like with High C with the ecto cooler and like shit like that, more of like a branding logo for them.
Well, he was.
You know?
Well, the thing with Slimer is, like you said, he was branding for the ecto cooler. They did have his own slime. They did sell the slime, but in the cartoon, he was very heavily in that. He was actually a part of the team. So
Yes.
So I think what they did is they took it and rolled with it after that.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
But a little better, yeah. Now I do want to get to this. After they capture him, though, they have a rise to stardom montage. You know, I love the montage where
I know you do.
running
Montage and dance scenes.
Yeah, but my favorite thing in that montage is Dan Aykroyd's sex dream. That's fucking weird, man. They did throw that in here, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
It is so weird. And some of the shit that Bill Murray was saying with Dana, you know, like Bank was. I mean, they had some. This movie,
it was,
kids watched it, but it had some adult shit in it.
which is like I said, it's kind of one of the brilliant. Yet I guess maybe you chalk it up to it was the 80s.
Oh yeah,
You know, I think you can always look back at every decade and say people didn't parent well for various reasons. This is one because you went to see Ghostbusters with your kids. You weren't a very good parent necessarily. But no, like I said, it's funny because, which I'm not saying I blame the parents. I fucking blame Hollywood for this shit. Which I said earlier, it's like you wanted to be a Ghostbuster even though you didn't identify with any of these fuckers. You're a kid. They're not kids. They just got cool shit to play with.
They're adults who shoot ghosts with things you shouldn't cross or
Exactly.
you kill everyone. Yeah.
And you've got fucking Bill Murray as a borderline stalker date rapist wannabe.
Oh, yeah, he is. He's a little stalker. Like I say, he's a little bit of a predator in this movie when it comes to women. I would say, and do I even have that on here as a generic? I don't even know. I don't even have my generic listed, so I'm going to call that my generic. My generic is his almost, like, I don't know, creepiness of what he is.
No, but you think about, like, I feel like that was portrayed a lot in 80s movies.
Oh, I get that, but that doesn't make it now less creepy. I'm just saying
it's okay to be a creepy douche.
Back then, it was okay to be so creepy and stalkerish. I get that. That's
women are inferior. If I want one, I'm going to go get it. Is basically what it's saying.
I'm going to just cut that part where you just said women are inferior.
Why?
I'm going to send that to your wife.
I didn't say it. I'm saying
yes, you did. You just fucking said it.
Yeah, context, asshole. That's
what out of context. It's going to sound great.
She knows better, you dipshit.
Whatever.
Fucking idiot.
You do think everyone's inferior, so I don't think she would think that's a correct statement.
First of all, coming from you, she knows it's bullshit because you're the one that fucking thinks women are inferior.
I would never do that. Never say that.
Motherfucking idiot. Yes, you do.
How?
Oh my god.
Okay, anyways. Like I said, I like the sex dream, and I like when they hire Winston, like barely an interview. You got the job. Come with me. You know.
You showed up.
But what I really like is the scene right after that.
Hold on. I got to throw something in because you mentioned Winston.
Yeah?
I got to call out some major bullshit for this, which I think this has been addressed before.
Yeah?
How Winston is not, like, even on the poster for Ghostbusters.
Oh, he's not anywhere.
He's not listed. At least I can't tell if he's even in the fine print anywhere.
That's a good point.
What's even worse, though, if you go on Wikipedia, he's not listed on there as part of the main cast.
That is kind of weird, but he doesn't. But he's only in it for the last third.
3 Ghostbusters, Sigourney Weaver, and Rick Moranis are listed. He is not.
I will say that you're right. I'll give you that. Although I'll say in the first one, after the first one, and after he was a fixture in the second one, they should have gone back and relisted the movies differently
It's
because they
fucking
do that.
Wikipedia. You can change that with 2 clicks.
Not Wikipedia, just anywhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
You can
anywhere.
change that right away.
They should have changed. They should have went back and just redid some of the images so that he was included. Just because maybe it was supposed to be a surprise thing in the movie that there's a 4th Ghostbuster. I don't know. So I'll give him that. But after the cat's out of the bag and you get to number 2, you can go back and make everything look. What?
That was going to be their big surprise.
Hey, I don't fucking know, man.
Hey,
it's the
we got a
80s.
black
And
Ghostbuster.
it's the racist 80s.
No
We
shit.
hired a black guy. Surprise! That's probably,
He's our token Ghostbuster.
Yeah, token Ghostbuster. So I'm trying to say, back then, that was probably what they were thinking. It's like I said, this movie could have more generics.
Do you think it's that, or do you think that they wanted people to go see the movie and they were worried people wouldn't go see it because of that?
That's that I would guarantee that someone said that in the room.
That there's going to be assholes that'd be like, "There's a black Ghostbuster. I ain't going to go see that."
Yeah, I'm sure there's someone who thought that. Why wouldn't they?
Hate people. This is why I hate people.
Well,
This is one of many reasons, but this is a reason I hate.
But you know that there is some asshole in the room who's rich, white, and doesn't like it.
It's just, but dude,
because Hollywood has been that way for years.
The poster, the original poster of Ghostbusters has the 3 white guys on it,
and not the 4th Ghostbuster. I know it's
so
sad.
fucking bullshit. Like, oh my god.
But maybe, I ain't gonna say that.
Don't even say maybe because you already know the truth and you know why they did that.
No, that's something I'll keep my thoughts to myself on this one. But what I was going to say, the next scene, you're taking away my thunder. Which movie did Twinkies better, Die Hard or this one?
Did Twinkies better?
Yeah, because remember in
either
Die Hard, dude ate a ton of Twinkies.
Neither.
And in this one, I like the way they used the Twinkie to explain how much activity, 35 feet long, whatever, weighed so many tons.
Neither one did them better.
Oh, why?
Zombieland.
Why? What's that? I don't remember that one.
Then fuck you.
Okay, there you go. But this is an 80s movies. Zombieland didn't exist then. You
don't remember Zombieland?
Is that the one with Woody Harrelson?
Yes, who was hunting all over for a fucking Twinkie.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. But
God damn you.
But 80s movies specifically, this might do it better. I don't know. Twinkie sales, I guess, went up after Die Hard, but it came later. So
Zombieland did it better.
Can you believe the Twinkie almost died here in the
It did for a bit. All of Hostess did.
I know. That's sad. Because Twinkies aren't bad. Just very sugary. Very sugary. I'll kill you. Anyways.
We're not having this discussion right now.
I don't eat Twinkies, so go fuck yourself.
It's like, whatever.
And like I said earlier, I have a thing here. Dana is Zool. I'm telling you, that shit was kind of naughty, the way he was going on with her, talking to her about it.
Yeah.
Now, the EPA guy, he comes in, he releases all the ghosts. Fuck that guy, but he plays a good bad guy. That guy plays, what's his name? He's in, how many movies is that guy in as the bad guy?
More than 3, I think.
I know that he was in, he was in Die Hard, which is fucking amazing. So, like, but he shows up at the craziest times. I love that dude. I'm looking him up now because I forget his name. William Atherton. I love that guy. That dude is in so many good movies. He's in The Girl Next Door. Just inside joke, people.
There you go. There you go.
Biodome. That's right. Biodome.
Yes.
Pelican Brief. Die Hard 2. He's in that as well. He's a real genius. I love that movie. I mean, dude shows up in so many movies. And that's why I say he always plays a smarmy ass. He plays a smarmy ass. I guess he has a type though, right? Like if you hire him, you know you're going to get that guy. Kind of like back then, you knew if you hire Bill Murray, you're going to just get Bill Murray.
Right.
I mean, yeah, But no, I really like that. But when they got arrested and they were talking about, they were looking at the architect things and they said, well, the guy was really into the god or whatever his name was, and he built it as a big thing to channel the thing. And I was like, they're talking about this architect, and I'm thinking, but no one is congratulating the fact that he was right. Like, this architect built this building, And the fucking god appeared on the top of it. The dude built the thing and meant it to do that, and it did it. I mean, I know it's kind of horrifying, but at the same time, he's fucking right.
Mad props.
Man,
You got some smarts.
You gotta respect the game, right? You gotta respect it. You gotta come out there going, hey man, you did a good job. You made a god portal.
But like, you can't. Like, I don't even want to go where I'm going to go with this, so I can't.
Okay,
You
whatever.
just, like, you're being like, yeah, Hitler, man, you got to respect the game because
No.
he had a goal. He wanted something to happen, so he made it happen.
It didn't make it happen. He ended up losing.
Made a lot of it happen, though.
Don't defend Hitler.
I'm not fucking idiot. I'm not defending Hitler. I'm saying that's what you would be doing here by saying that. Respect the game, where he's trying to cause fucking mass death.
Now,
and
why don't we say,
even though he's going to destroy the world by doing it?
We had earlier. We had the Ecto one, and I've talked about the theme song. These are epic things, right? The epic things. Before we get to the last one here that I have, I have another 6-pack, and one of my favorite scenes when they go to fight the thing. If someone asks if you are a god, the answer is always yes. Would you do that now? If a thing asks, "Are you a god?" Would you? Yes, because that could work both ways. Though he might think you're powerful too. You know, I want to just kill you anyways.
Right.
I think no matter what your answer was, that the Vigo or whatever, not Vigo's the second one, but whatever the guy's name is on there, I always forget. I remember Zool and the Keymaster. I can't remember the big time guy, but yeah, whatever that guy is, he's probably going to try and kill you either way. He just want to know what you were. That's all.
Right.
I don't think
he just wants to know how you identify.
Yeah, he's progressive. He wants to know your gender. God or no God.
Gozer.
Gozer, yes. I'm sorry, I can never remember Gozer. Because, we really don't... He only shows up for this scene.
You can't... You know why you can't remember it? Because that's a lame-ass fucking name for a villain.
Yeah.
Gozer.
Yeah.
Like, that's about the most... I gotta say, like...
The who's or what's her?
That would have been my second probably choice for generic in this movie. Gozer.
Yeah, Zool was kind of cool.
Zool is cool because it rhymes.
Zool could have been the god.
Gozer
and then Dana could have been something magic.
Hoser and Poser.
Like, why is the Keymaster just called the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper called Zool? Why couldn't she just be called the Gatekeeper and then the god thing be Zool, not Gozer? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm making changes, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here. That's the change I make.
This really sounds like a 2023 discussion that would happen in a literature class in college right now. It really
Ghostbusters. Our film class. Film class at UCLA film class. Someone's in there going, well, we were talking about remaking Ghostbusters. We really feel for branding reasons.
Well, we're going to talk about the impetus behind the movie.
But see, we want to make it on all organic digital film.
But we need to discuss the social impact of the proton pack.
Yeah, we really have to have him talk about how it's carbon neutral and it gets its energy from the sun. And when it releases, it actually is an oxygen whip that grabs the ghost.
And should Slimer be wearing a condom through the movie?
So it's not to get people sick because he might be spreading his HIV-ness. Oh, man. That's so bad. Yeah, that is awful. That probably is, though. We say ridiculous things like that, and I always say to people, you're thinking that is ridiculous, but somewhere someone thought that was a good thought.
Oh, without doubt.
And that's what should scare you. If you're a level-headed individual and you think of something ridiculous, remember, you're not the first one to think of it usually.
Right.
And someone else, when they thought of it, was
stupid.
Right.
But there's somebody else there that we call them a weapon at that point.
Yeah, they thought it was brilliant, and they're going to fucking use it.
Execute that shit.
Now, my next thing is, if you were in that situation where you couldn't think of anything, and you weren't allowed to, but if something had to slip in your mind,
no, you can't fucking do that.
but in your brain,
no, I remember watching this as a kid, and I'm like, I can't make myself. If you make yourself not think of something, you're gonna fucking think of stuff, and chances are,
what would you think of though? What would be like?
Know. Here's the thing.
Back then, what would you have thought of?
That scares me. What the hell would you think of?
I think you would have been a giant Freddy would have been coming to kill you.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Because you're a fan.
I'm a fan, but when you're... So here's the thing. What I feel like is when you're trying to not think of anything...
Yeah.
The first thing that pops in your head at that point is going to be something so fucking random and like...
Oh.
It's going to be like your naked grandma.
It probably would be like Stay Puft Marshmallows.
The fucking city. You know, it's going to be like, what the fuck? Like when you try not to think of, if you try to blank your mind, not think of anything, the like craziest, weirdest, sickest thing is going to fucking pop in your head.
Yeah. It's going to be Ron Jeremy as a giant with walking down the street.
Swinging a giant pair of Benoit balls all over around the city, knocking over buildings.
Now, my third epic thing from this movie is obviously the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So if we were to pick the most epic thing, I would put it between the song.
Stop saying epic. It's a 6-pack.
No, this is different.
We're not doing different right now.
This is a collector's edition.
It's not epic, ladies and gentlemen.
Soda. It's epic.
Not epic. Asshole decided he wants to do this, and that's not how this fucking works.
It's working right epic. That way. Right it's fucking just, now it's working I'm saying
it's not, and I'm going to fucking waste more time arguing about this because you're being a douche.
But I'm saying...
It is what it is. It's what he said.
You have Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Ecto 1, and the song. I mean, what's the one thing that you would say 100 years from now they're still going to know what it is? What do you think it is?
100 years from now?
Yeah, 100 years from now, someone's going to look up...
I'm going to tell you right now. 100 years from now?
Yeah?
All three of them? But less of the three would be the song.
You don't think it would be as...
No, I'm not saying people wouldn't know, but I'm saying more recognizable probably would still be Ecto, Stay Puft, and Slimer for that matter.
Yeah, that's what I say. That's why I think Stay Puft is probably the answer.
Partly because of the branding.
Yeah.
I totally disagree. Because my son has this because he left at your house, the Ecto Transformer.
Yeah, he did leave the Ecto here.
Like, that shit spreads out. Like, people will always know that stuff.
Okay. Well, you think about it. Anyways.
I don't need to think about it. I just told you.
I don't believe you.
What it would be.
Okay.
Guess what? I don't have a fucking transformer of the fucking plane that they were trying to leave on at the end of Casablanca because they didn't make fucking transformers for that shit. But they made one of Ecto 1.
Well, I mean, obviously the plane is probably the most epic scene in Casablanca, right? Epic.
But who remembers the plane? Exactly.
I mean, everybody knows the lines. Play it again, Sam. Whatever. Anyways.
No, that wasn't the line at the end.
Not at the end, but it was a line for the movie.
Right,
anyways.
Not at the end.
No,
we're talking about the plane at the end.
I know, but I'm saying the line that I think is most memorable from the movie.
I don't think so.
That's the one I remember.
This is the beginning of beautiful friendship would be the line most remembered, I think. You nutsack.
Yeah, obviously I didn't remember that one, and I remember the other one. So there you go. Now, have you
That's
ever...
part of your problem right there.
Have you ever crossed the streams at a urinal?
Never.
Neither have I. I think even before this movie, that was something I knew you didn't do.
Well, I'm bladder shy, so I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No.
You don't want to cross the streams with me?
Never.
You want to try it?
No, I don't. Right?
I just wondered, man.
Why do you have so many gay fantasies about me?
That's not a gay fantasy. Yeah, why do you jump to a sexual...
A gay fantasy. Hey, when you're in your 40s, that's a gay fantasy.
I don't want to pee on you.
That's not a kid experimenting. That's a gay fantasy right there.
I don't want to pee on you. That's a gay fantasy.
You want to pee with me.
Or I just might like peeing on people, whether they're man or woman, doesn't matter.
You don't want to pee on me, but you want to pee on my pee.
No, I want to cross.
You just said you want to cross streams. That's peeing on my pee.
I want us to. I want the streams to touch.
I can't work like this.
But wouldn't that be weird though? I've never done it. It would be weird. I'm just doing that to weird you out. I want you to feel uncomfortable.
But see, no, here's the problem with me. Not with me, but here's the problem I have. It's not that you talking about this weirds me out. It's the fact that you believe it that weirds me out. Is that it's not just to mess with me. It's because it's a secret fantasy of yours, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Oh,
the sign on my ass says "Do not enter." Kid and play.
Now, I want to say with this movie, what I love about it, is what I love about Ghostbusters that I don't have to try and reconcile any of the science.
Right.
It's all BS.
It's fucking ghosts.
And I can enjoy it for what it is. So there's nothing that I'm trying to rationalize. I'm not trying to, my brain can accept that it's what it is.
You know what's funny?
I mean, a lot of times I can't, but this one I can do that. This particular movie, I can do that.
You know what's funny is because not that long ago we did Wall Street.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have a hard time with that movie because I'm still trying to understand half of the shit in it when they're talking about stocks and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, this seems made up. Ghostbusters, I'm like, fuck yeah, I get it. Yeah. Cross the streams, dude slimes you. You can fit a whole ghost in that little tiny fucking box. It's all good. I believe it.
A ghost is really just energy, I'd presume, anyways. And
then Charlie Sheen is a stockbroker. Don't believe it.
No. Now, here's what I want to tell you. Which movie did it better? Explaining it. Trading Spaces or Wall Street? I think Trading Spaces, I understood that lesson better than Wall Street.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing.
They do get a little in the weeds when they do the second, the thing. But.
Two things that helped with Trading Places was, of course, you had Eddie Murphy.
Said Spaces, didn't I? Like the fucking TV show? Yes, I did.
Not Trading Spaces, Trading Places.
Yeah.
The things that helped you understand it a little bit better with Trading Places was, first of all, G.I. Joe with Kung Fu Grip and how you can explain things, break it down like Eddie Murphy did. Also, the fact that you were able to see things on a DOS computer. Much simpler.
Yeah, true.
Much simpler. But then you go to the fucking Big Short and I don't understand anything he just fucking said. I could watch that 20 times and it's too much.
But you got fucked somewhere in the process.
Margot Robbie in the tub, if that helps.
So, now I have a thing here.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Do you remember Van Wilder when they did Topless Tutors?
Yeah, excellent.
Do you think there's a way to get that would make people understand stocks better if you had topless stock explainers?
No,
whatever?
Not at all.
You don't think so?
I would just pay to see the breasts, and
you could study for your Series 7 topless.
I'd be studying something, but it would be going for my Series 7.
But what I'm saying is, do you think that would help people understand better? Because they tried to do it with Margot Robbie in the tub.
Yeah.
Do you think that would
It might help. I mean, I guess.
I don't know.
I guess it's motivation.
Just wonder.
I mean, if I have to learn something in order to see the other one, am I just happy with one breath?
Yes, you got to see the whole.
You got to have some motivation.
I mean, seriously, if you saw one, it's well, that's not the whole set. So
I got to see the whole set. Got to have them all. Got to catch them all. It's like Pokemon.
I think it's funny thing about being a guy is yeah, that's probably girls. One ball is too much. I don't want to see the whole set. I saw one more than I wanted to.
Seeing the dick is a problem sometimes for them,
right? Because
we have ugly genitalia. That's how it goes down to.
That's true. They're not wieners aren't meant to be voluptuous.
No, they are not.
Wow, what are we talking about? Ghostbusters? Let's get back to that.
I'm going back to that because I was about to say this. How Dana and Lewis were made into dogs. It made me think when they got out of there, it made me think of a movie. It made me think, did Avatar steal the idea of being in another creature from this movie? Because that's kind of what it was.
I don't know. Then did Ghostbusters steal from American Werewolf in London?
Probably.
So everything's stolen.
Yeah, but I think that, that was kind of interesting. I was like, I wonder if it was something they saw. I wonder if it was the kernel of the idea, because everything inspired him. I'm sure. That movie sucks though to me. Avatar's
You
awful.
gotta I think Avatar's good. I don't think it's as
Good.
great as everybody.
Good. That's a good way of explaining it. It's good.
Good. Yeah.
But is it as great as that people think it is? No. It's just a space opera
Right.
with
and I'm not even
aliens.
that into those types of movies in the first place. I thought it was good.
It's like How to Train a Dragon, really. How to Train Your Dragon.
Good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Like,
Jay
it's
Baruchel.
not like,
Excellent.
oh my God, let's go see it 5 times at the theater. No.
No, it's I just wondered that, like, because it felt a little bit. I don't know. When I saw that, it just made me think, man, did they steal that? Because boy, it looks.
That's the thing. Like, anything you see in the movies, you can name 50 other movies that they could have stolen it from.
Maybe there's some that do it really well, do things really you're so unique that they only could have been stolen from them.
But here's the thing though, that why I would say that's probably not the case, which I don't know. I have no idea. I do feel like when you get like really big movies, something like Avatar, I feel like those are usually stolen from lesser known movies.
Oh, yeah, well, that happens.
You know what I mean?
That
Like,
does
I feel
happen.
like usually if you're going to steal something for a big project, it's going to be from something that not as many people know about. You're not going to directly rip off.
I don't think it's directly ripped off, obviously, because it's just seeing the idea of seeing a human inside of another skin and actually being inside it as opposed to being it itself. That's what it ended up being, right? Like they were actually inside it as still human inside there. And that's kind of what happens in Avatar. They get inside like an avatar.
He could have stolen that from like one of 15 billion pornos.
Actually, it probably came down to this. He probably saw Ghostbusters, said, that's interesting. And then when the term avatar was used more prevalently in the digital world, was like, an avatar is a digital representation of oneself. I wonder if he made that a real representation, but it was like totally something different. And that's probably weird.
I think he watched Ghostbusters, afterwards watched a shit ton of porn, and it just kept drilling that idea into his head.
I know what it was. He visited the set of Ghostbusters, did $5 million in coke, hence the budget, and then they came up with
visited a porno set, got to play the pizza guy.
Hence the $5 million fluctuation.
That's the fluctuation right there. Coke and porn hookers.
So that's this movie. I mean, pretty simple. I mean, the movie, really has like 3 parts. We meet the Ghostbusters. They get famous. The Ghostbusters find out there's a problem, then go to jail. Then the Ghostbusters save the city. That's it.
They're infamous at that point.
Famous or infamous? They're infamous in the second one, but they were famous in this one,
right? But then they get arrested too, and it's that it's your whole like Spider-Man complex where people don't appreciate you.
Nope, never do. Not when you were needed.
And that, which actually I gotta say, because I just saw the new Shazam too.
I have not seen that.
Same deal. Hey, again, you know what I'll say about Shazam?
Shazam?
Same thing I said about Avatar. It's good.
Yeah, I mean the first one was good.
The first one was surprisingly good.
Now it's like, okay.
That was surprisingly good. That one kind of came out of nowhere a little bit. You're like, oh shit.
Wow, I like the guy who played the Shazam because he was in Chuck and I love the show.
He's
Chuck
good. He's good. But I feel like the second one was good. It's not as good as the first one, obviously, because it's kind of like the jokes kind of run its course a little bit.
Yeah. You got old. Gets old.
You're right. I mean,
it gets old.
It was funny.
That's why sequels tend to not be as good because we got the thing the first time. Unless you can give it to me in a new way and then add something new in, I'm going to get tired of it.
It was good.
That's it. And be entertained, but I won't be like, I have to see that.
Yes, that's how I was.
Yeah.
I was entertained. I was like, yeah, it's good. And I was glad I saw it, but I was like,
now let's get it back here.
I'm going to rewatch it like it's porn.
Memorabilia, man.
Yes, Proton Pack. End of story.
Okay, see, you say that, but I think what I would love in my house, in my basement where I keep my stuff, is I would want the utility wall where they put the ghosts in. Just have that like on my wall, and if you pulled the lever, the lights would go on and off.
That would be sweet, not gonna lie. But I'd still have to stick with 2 reasons. Number one, that's a monstrosity that's gonna take up a lot of space.
What, the wall thing?
The wall, yes.
Nah, it's gonna be the wall. It's the wall.
I mean, it's like the fucking wall. But the thing with that too is, if you do that, you have to have a Ghostbusters entire room dedicated to that.
Oh no, that's what makes it so great. It won't be.
You can't just have the fucking wall, because then it's be like, okay, it'd be cool, but it's like you need a fire pole or a stripper pole, whichever, to slide down. You need like fucking everything else set up around that to actually accentuate that fucking wall.
Now, it'll be the wall and a pack of Twinkies.
Proton pack? No, because then people will be like, oh, you like Zombieland too? I do too.
No, it's the Twinkie. That's where they have the Twinkie talk.
You ask anybody right now about Twinkies, they're going to reference Zombieland.
See, I wouldn't. I would reference this or
because you're stupid. Because
Die Hard.
Because you don't even remember Zombieland or you haven't seen it.
I think I've seen pieces and I've just never got into it.
That makes you a sad fucking individual.
But mine is the ghost storage utility wall.
Mine's Proton
pack. And the reason is because I think no one could steal it from me.
Well, the Proton pack, the fact because I always wanted one of those as a kid, like more than anything. And then now, as an adult, we got our son one for Halloween. And that thing
you stole it.
Bad fucking, I haven't stolen it. But it's badass. I was like, where the fuck? That's one of the things that, like, when you're like, where the fuck was this when I was a kid?
You know where it was when we were kids? You had to make that shit out of cardboard. We didn't have good costumes.
Yes, you had to get a fucking...
You had that weird plastic shit you had to put on.
You need to get a couple empty paper towel rolls, tape them together, get a backpack, hook all that shit up.
We had serial killer costumes. We had the ones where you had the weird plastic face of Ray or Egon. You know what I mean? You put that on and the jumpsuit with no proton
cereal costumes where you cut the fucking face off the cereal box, because I think they did that with Frankenberry and shit.
Well, that's tasty cereal, though. I would do that all day long. So, okay, are you ready to rate this thing, man?
Let's rate it.
You up or I'm up?
I
think it's me.
Me, you. Is it you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's me, actually.
You go ahead, then.
I mean, I don't care, but I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, so Ghostbusters, obviously, I mean, this is a classic. I can definitely say that. And which we talked about earlier, I think the movie itself, I do think it benefited a lot from the MTV generation. You had the music video to go along with it. That was huge to me. Like, I think that
the hype was bigger than the movie.
Really, it was bigger than the movie, I think. I don't want to say bigger than the movie, but maybe on par with it. I think they both benefited from each other in it.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, like, this is one of those movies where it's obviously as a kid you fucking loved it. As an adult, you appreciate it in different ways because of the people in it and things like that you know of. But I do think you also, like, it's one of those to me where I do say it's like it's a classic movie as far as that type of genre, supernatural, funny, all that shit, family kind of movie. But also it's not like an all-time favorite for me, I guess.
No,
I think it's great, but it's not like great. But I'll still rank it really high because it's fucking Ghostbusters. And a big part of it, like I said, because of the things that came out of it and what I associate with it, the music video, all the cool gadgets and shit, Slimer, Stay Puft, like all that makes for a great fucking movie and some great memories of a movie that you're like, yes. So I'm going to go pretty high. I'm going to give it a 19.
All right. I think a lot of things you say are correct. I think the hype was bigger than the movie. I remember the hype of this movie and the soundtrack like so much more than even watching the movie the first time. Because it feels like it was out there telling you, come watch me, more than, when you got to see it, it's kind of like, you meet a really good looking girl and you finally get to take her out and you find she's dumber than a box of rocks. That's kind of what that comes out to.
Can I relate this to... So I feel like I probably watched the music video 170 times before I saw the movie.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like you saw that girl's fucking TikTok videos like 500 times before you met her.
Yeah, and the TikTok videos are cute. The full movie wasn't as epic to me as the hype. I'd say hype is a 24.
If she had only had an OnlyFans site, or if Ghostbusters had, it'd be different.
Yeah, like I say, the hype machine was a 24. The movie itself was good. I mean, it had some great things about it. Obviously, Bill Murray carries the movie a little bit, but he's also the most problematic character. He's what gives it a lot of the generic qualities, unfortunately, that go into this movie. And some of the effects. While if you read some of the reviews like I have to do the game, they really do like some of the effects, but really they are, I don't know, lacking, I guess. Claymation dogs. Anytime you put claymation in a movie, they did it good, though. It was not as bad as other movies.
I mean, it was bad, but yeah.
But it wasn't like, but it's still, you knew it, and it kind of just made you mad. They weren't, because we weren't there yet in 84. We weren't to the CGI and just weren't quite there. I mean, the first movie that was done completely in CGI by Industrial Light by ILM was The Last Starfighter.
I do.
And see how bad that was. I mean,
it was, but I do want to say,
but it was a great movie, but it was bad effects.
the CGI with the dogs.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have mattered. Because the one thing when I still watch that, the fucking dogs, I'm kind of like, why? You could have done
Yeah, maybe that's a generic, right? They could have just been who they were. They didn't have to be the weird ass dogs.
Why did it have to be fucking dogs?
They could have just been Dana and Lewis being weird.
Be armadillos or something. I don't know, but
then maybe we wouldn't have Avatar, like I said. So maybe it had to happen. but you're right. I guess that's another generic we could add in. So like you said, it's not like an all timer. I mean, it's an all timer based on my childhood, like something that left a mark. And like I said, the most epic thing to come out of this movie was either the song or the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He thinks it's Ecto 1. I think the song, personally. But anyways, I'm going to give it an 18.5. It's
all right.
It's really good, but almost great. But it just is quite not. It's great. If they said, "Hey, Mike, based on how it marked your childhood, 24."
Right, and I think that's the thing. I think we both can actually agree for once on something. It's still, we can't rank it low because of the impact it had on us.
Yeah,
and it's one of those movies that everybody knows about, but it's kind of like, when we talk about the Goonies.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah,
different. Totally different.
But the same type of thing.
But it's like the Goonies, you can at least relate to the characters.
Yeah, we could relate.
And, there's and it's more believable, obviously. Like
finding one at least treasure underneath the sewage system in that city?
You could go hunting for treasure. There's treasure all over the world. Like, you could go on an adventure. This is fucking shooting ghosts with proton packs that we have no intelligence on how to fucking actually make.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But yeah, I think, I think our rating's very fair on this because, like you said, I mean, the idea of Ghostbusters is 24 and what it meant to our childhoods.
But it's execution.
The execution, the movie itself, and the fact that you're a kid identifying with a bunch of older people, it is what it is.
Okay.
But that puts us at 18.75.
Anything else around that?
Recently, American Pie was 18.25.
This is a better movie than that.
Well, it should be to you because you gave American Pie 12.5. I gave it 24, so whatever.
This is less problematic.
Hey, Wall Street, 17.25.
Overall?
Yeah. You gave it the same thing as this.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
18.5.
Well, once again, 24 hype, 18.5 movie.
I don't think Wall Street was 24 hype.
It had a lot of hype because remember Oliver Stone did Platoon and he was very big.
Not 24 hype though, because that's a niche audience.
This was pretty high. And then after that, JFK by Oliver Stone was hyped way much more.
Let's see, where are we at here? I'm looking for stuff that's
probably not. I mean, it's on its own. It's on an island.
Hey, Dirty Dancing, 17.5.
This is not as good as that.
I'm just throwing it out there because you gave it that.
Didn't I give Dirty Dancing a 19?
You gave it a 23, asshole.
Oh, 23, yeah. Dirty Dancing, really good movie.
Hold on, here's E.T., 19.5.
Well, E.T.'s better than this.
You gave it a 19, half point better.
Yeah, that's better, isn't it?
I gave it a 20.
And that's another one that you could say 24 hype.
Another one, hey, this is kind of not in the vein, but 19.75, Jurassic Park.
I didn't rate that one that high, did I?
You gave it a 21.
Oh, well, yeah, because it's the original. Yeah, the hype. 24 hype. 21 movie.
I gave Jurassic Park 18.5, just like you gave this.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see, anything else?
There's not a lot. I mean,
I'm trying to look at stuff kind of in the same vein.
You need to start doing it to where we have them in an order. Like
you need to
top
start being
movie.
You need to start being able to get trailers ready when we do the podcast and some other shit.
You know what? Don't tell people inside baseball here.
I'll tell them. I'll post it everywhere.
Well, don't tell them about technical difficulties with the site we use then.
You technically suck.
It's not me who's the problem here.
Yeah, it is, actually. It's all you. You are the problem.
So yeah, maybe you should get it to where we have that, like, where you can say this one's now ranked number whatever in our movies, because it would be nice to know.
Yeah, it's too much work. Fuck that.
It's not too much. It's work.
It's too much.
I mean, it's far less work than editing or posting or anything else.
Right.
That you don't do.
Yeah, that too. I got one for you. Here you go. Only because Varsity Blues.
Mm-hmm.
You gave that the same score. Still not
good movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Good movie. 24 hype. I had a lot of hype around it.
It did.
I mean, but and once again, it was music, because the Hero song by Foo Fighters, like, really with that movie, it like really sent it to another place.
It did. True story.
Yeah. So, okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. We'd like to thank you for listening and all that stuff. Remind you to make movie suggestions the way Anthony told you, and go to sodapopcultureclub.com, where I probably need to go and edit because I haven't updated our schedule in a while.
No shit. Because, yeah, you got to change
So if you go there, hopefully by the time you listen to this, it is looking better than it does right this moment. So, anyways.
Just a fucking house of cards right now.
Hey, what? Anything else you got going?
Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate it. Drop us that review on Apple Podcasts, and we will talk to you next week.